Hamish Kerr joining us. Congratulations, mate. Welcome back.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's been an awesome 24 hours sort of reflecting on it, and yeah, there's been some really cool things.
All right, okay. It wasn't, as you said, I heard you on the news, 224 is not your greatest jump, not your biggest jump, but it's enough to win. So just talk us through the competition to start with.
Yeah, obviously, I jumped 224 actually 2 weeks ago in Florence and came fourth in one of the Diamond League meetings there and was pretty gutted. So I think if I told myself then that, fast forward 2 weeks, I'd be jumping the same height and winning, I'd probably be calling a bit of bull on that. But it's the thing that happens in our sport is sometimes we get amazing conditions. Obviously, it's more or less a summer sport, but sometimes you get real crappy ones as well. And we just happened to have a night of it in Stockholm, so it was it was absolutely pissing down. It was probably about 16 degrees, which for a summer sport, it's not warm. I think for me, I obviously knew that probably played into my Kiwi hands quite nicely. I was competing against some of the guys who, the Italians aren't super used to 16-degree weather with pissing down.
Right. Yep. Well, that was great that you beat the Olympic champ.
I think I probably managed the conditions better than them.
Yeah, and beating him.
It was.
So this is what I'm really interested in, is that who you're competing against and the fact that you have to beat them at a meet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean that's the cool thing about the Diamond League is that, those guys I'm competing against now are the top guys in the world. And, any time I go out there and get a scalp, it's actually really valuable sort of information and kind of confidence for the big meets that are coming up. I mean, there were probably, I'm sixth in the world now, and there would have been four guys rankings all at that competition. So, to be able to kind of go there and sort of smack off those names, it's real good.
It was raining. You said there were puddles as well, which obviously makes it. I'm just trying to get my head around how dangerous that might make it, or the fear of just slipping over as you're going in for your run.
Yeah. Oh, look, I don't think it's that dangerous. I think that it was quite funny. Some of the boys were sort of sitting around going, "Oh, surely we can't compete in this. Let's postpone it." And it was like, "Come on, boys! Put your heads in. We're fine. Let's just get into it." So yeah, I think it's one of those things that it's probably mentally challenging, but I wouldn't say that it's dangerous in any way, shape, or form. Well, at least that's what I was telling myself, and it seemed to work.
All right, this is the one in Sweden. How have you been going up until that stage? You say you got a fourth in the previous.
Yeah. So it's been ups and downs. I've had an amazing last 12 months, sort of post-com games. We've done a lot of really heavy lifting and getting the body feeling really good, and we've got some really good strength in the legs, but yeah, it just hasn't quite actually been put on the track yet. And so I was really feeling like coming into Sweden that the last couple of weeks of training we've really kind of turned a corner in terms of all the technical stuff we're doing. So yeah, I was hoping that that last night was going to be the night that I did a big PB and got an Olympic qualifier real early on in the period and all the rest of it. But at the same time, to come away with a win and have some confidence knowing that I've still got a few real good cracks coming up in the next couple of weeks. It's just good times.
Hamish Kerr is with us. Of course, won the Commonwealth Games last year, World Indoor Championship bronze medalist as well, and now Diamond League meet winner. Just in the head-to-head comp in that, I know it's all psychological. You've got to look these guys in the eye, but you're travelling around with them, so they're probably your close mates, and you spend a lot of time with them. And that, are you getting used to competing against these guys to the point where when you get to one of your majors where you really want to take them out, that you're actually going to be able to look them in the eye and go, "I can beat you guys. I've done it."
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we're kind of a unique sport in the sense that our kind of our professional league, or the top league that all those guys compete in, is actually so much more it's so much more exclusive than the major events like the world champs or the Olympics. You'll have 36 people going to a world champs or Olympics, but there's only 8 guys at every Diamond League, and it's usually 6 core guys and then 2 kind of add-ons depending on which country you're in. So yeah, you get pretty used to the top boys, and yeah, it's just great confidence, kind of knowing the way they click and the way they work and what conditions suit different people. So yeah, like I said, it's all learnings, but at the same time, it's just awesome confidence, and a lot of them are good guys as well. And I think that really helps the competition because it means that I'm enjoying myself. I've got people to yarn to and keep me sort of busy while I'm sort of waiting between jumps. So, yeah, that's nice as well.
Hamish Kerr is with us. Last time we spoke to you, and I just want to touch back to what you're talking about, your strength and conditioning and that, and you were packing on more beef, you were packing on more muscle and that, and you did say that it was going to take a while, just some adjustments in terms of technique, all of that kind of stuff. Have you got kind of like a blueprint or a plan in mind? Do you have something on the whiteboard that says, I need to be at this stage, by this stage, this stage, by this stage, and so forth?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we have done a lot of strength conditioning stuff, and even post indoors, which was where I did my 234, which was a personal best at that time. We've done even more. We've kind of even pushed the envelope even further, which was something that I really didn't think was possible. So, I mean, look, physically, I'm in the form of my life right now, but yeah, technically, look, it's just always a balance. We're staying curious, we're staying open to sort of changes, and we have made a couple of changes even just in the last couple of weeks actually, right, which seem to be paying dividends. But you know, it's one of those things that you know, you just got to be patient with it. I think that's probably the main thing is not really trying to rush onto a massive run up and try and get some big game.
How much further can you jump than that?
I think for me, like if I can jump, 236, 237 this year, that puts me in a really good stead for next year. But at the same time, like, I mean, I need to be jumping that high at the Olympics. So I'm pretty much working on an 18-month plan from now on.
When do you have to qualify for the Olympics? When's the cutoff date?
It's like the qualifying period literally opened on Saturday. So I mean, we've got 12 months from then to qualify. I'm going to be honest, like qualifying is probably not something that I'm really too stressed about. I think that the way that the world ranking system is set up, even if I wasn't to get a qualifier, I'd definitely be in. But at the same time, look, I'm going to the Olympics next year to compete for medals. So if I'm not getting a qualifier sometime in the next 12 months, then I don't think that goal is really on the table. So, yeah, I think it's something that just care of itself, to be honest.
Hamish, what's the plan from here to the World Champs? They begin Saturday, 19th of August in Budapest, everyone. So you've got, about 6-7 weeks maybe. So how does it unfold?
Look, it's just sharpening the pencil now. I mean, we've done the work. We've got a really good engine all built. We just need to work out how we tune it and put the power onto the track. So yeah, I've got 2 more Diamond Leagues. I've got 1 more competition and then straight into it. So yeah, still a wee bit more travel, but at the same time, it's just prioritising staying healthy and fit and hopefully jumping higher and higher.
Also, a couple of other Kiwis, Zoe doing amazing under 11 seconds, Tom winning as well. So did you get to see any of that while you're competing?
No, I didn't, unfortunately. I mean, that was all happening sort of in different meets around Europe. But look, I think it's just credit to the depth that we've got in New Zealand at the moment. It's I think back to sort of 3 years ago when I did my first Diamond League, and I think there were probably 3 Kiwis who did Diamond Leagues that entire season. And now we've got, we had 6 Kiwis in Diamond Leagues over the course of just this weekend alone. And I think that's super cool. I think it's great for the kids back home. They're seeing high jumpers and sprinters and distance runners and throwers. There's people in all events just going out there and doing their best. So yeah, it's a great time to be supporting, and it's also super motivating for us because we can go to meets now and there's Kiwis, and there were actually people who we know really well and sort of grown up with who are there sort of supporting us as well. So yeah, it's just a great, it's a big family really.
Oh, it's fantastic from this end, mate. I mean, as somebody who loves the Olympic Games and have been watching it since 1972 when I was a kid and that, and so all of that time to see black singlets out on the track, not just running but out on the track, it's just brilliant. It really is.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, look, last couple of years I've been having to make friends with the Aussies on tour, so it's great to have some Kiwis there.
That's always dodgy, isn't it? That's always dodgy. Hey, just in terms of so you're Sweden, then you go back to Belgium. So you are based in Belgium. How do you live in Belgium? Like, what's your setup like?
So we've got a big Airbnb here, which we've got sort of my coach and a couple of my training partners, and my girlfriend has actually come in the last couple of weeks as well. So yeah, I mean, it's awesome. We've sort of played around with a few different ways to kind of base or sort of travel on the road in the past, and we just decided this year that Belgium's nice and central. There's a good training facility here. There's good physio and medical support and stuff. So Yeah, it's nice. There's a couple of other Kiwis. I think Zoe Hobbs is actually coming in the next couple of days. She's staying here for a few weeks as well. So, yeah, there's a good group of us here, and it just feels like home a little bit more. So, yeah, it means, I don't have to travel with all my stuff on the road. Honestly, when you makes a big difference to have somewhere you can just dump it. And so, yeah, it's been good, and I think we'll definitely be using this model again in the future.
All right, then. Okay, next one is where and when?
Next one is in Silesia, which I still don't know whether I'm pronouncing it properly, but it's in Poland, and it's next weekend.
Yep. And then after that, it's Monaco, and then we get on to what? Are you going to compete in London as well?
Yeah, so I'm not going to Monaco, but I am going to London. And then I've got one more meet just in Germany before Worlds, just as like a sharpener.
All the very best. It's always cool to catch up with you, mate. Congratulations again. You're just ticking them off one by one, these boxes. And hopefully that means that when it comes to the World Champs, you're in peak performance mode and can actually get something there as well as we build to the Olympics. Brilliant. It's brilliant watching you, mate.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks heaps for having me on, mate.